I know the whole world is watching now. I'm coming home. It's not from me, it's from Felix Baumgartner, a skydiver who did a marketing campaign for Red Bull in 2012. Decided to run a case study for one of the most expensive and one of the most successful campaigns that Red Bull, one of the best companies in content marketing, have done in the past decade. But it wasn't only a jump and it wasn't only a sponsorship from Red Bull. It's one of the first case studies I publish in my channel, Contenting Life. I hope you'll like it.
Well, let's talk about more details about the Red Bull Stratos jump, one of the best marketing campaigns in the history from one of the best known brands in content marketing, Red Bull. Let's see what happened behind the scenes and how they planned and ran this campaign. So let's see what's the main factors that Red Bull take into action for this campaign. One of the first factors was the authenticity. Red Bull has one of the most famous manifestations between the beverage brands. It is Red Bull gives you wings. It's always about giving you the opportunity and the features and the things you need for being more, acting better, acting behind the board, more than borders. And this Stratos jump, this fascinating jump, extraordinary jump, was somehow connected to the manifestation of the brand. And there was a storytelling. It was a kind of multi-year narrative of human endeavor against immense odds. Something that is again connected to the Red Bull brand, and storytelling started even before the campaign. And about the legitimacy, Red Bull worked with lots of aerospace scientists and somehow contributed to some valuable data to aerospace advancement. It was something that wasn't done before, and Red Bull had a part in helping the aerospace scientists somehow push the borders. And so it wasn't only the event itself. It was something that Red Bull somehow worked in different aspects and different frontiers to show that it's not only kind of an event, kind of a showing off what someone can do. No, it was something that showed the contribution of the brand even to science. And what was the result? It was a record-shattering viewership, hundreds of millions in earned media, and a significant global sales uplift. So we talked about the history. Let's just review it. At the heart of the mission was Felix Baumgartner, a 43-year-old Austrian skydiver who was the central character. And it was kind of a drama, the efforts of how they can do this jump. It was a kind of 5 years of plannings, which many people contributed to it, from scientists to the Felix himself and the team in Red Bull that helped, that somehow sponsored the scientific experiments and etc. And it was the highest altitude free fall in history, from 39 kilometers above the Earth. And there's a sentence about this. It somehow shows that sometimes you have to go really high to understand how small you are. It's kind of a manifesto that was at the heart of the campaign, and it was again connected to the message of the campaign. About the fact sheet about what happened, let's just review it. It happened on October 14th, 2012, but I again say that it needed about 5 years of experiments, 5 years of testing, analyzing the factors, scientific factors, and etc. The altitude was 38,000 meters above the Earth. Maximum velocity was more than the speed of the sun, 1.25 Mach, and it was a world record. We all know that. The vertical distance was 36,000 meters, about 36,000 meters, and it happened 4 minutes and 19 seconds. But if you watch the video of the campaign, the main video you find on YouTube from Red Bull, is only a 1 minute video, And it shows that not the length of the video, not that much of things is important. The main thing was only showing the events in a nutshell, but there are lots of documentaries and lots of reviews and interviews about the campaign, and those are the curated content that happened from the main campaign, which was the main video that was only 1 minute. Let's talk about the strategic blueprint. It was not only a stunt, it was a brand manifesto brought to life. Red Bull wanted to show that they really give you wings, they literally give you wings. The Red Bull company wanted to somehow show that it's more than a beverage company, it's kind of a media house. And the strategy is from Red Bull is to own attention. This strategy jump is only one example, but if you look at all of the campaigns that Red Bull runs, or all of the continued efforts in content marketing, communication, advertisement, etc., you see that Red Bull wants to own the attention, not rent attention from just some traditional ads. They sponsor lots of extraordinary sports, not normal sports. One of the most famous efforts from Red Bull is their Formula One team. They have a team. They were someday sponsors, but they now have a team. They spend millions of dollars, maybe billions of dollars yearly to support their F1 team, and it's one of the most important factors in their communication campaigns. What was the result? The result was long-term brand love is more important than short-term sales. If you look at the campaign and all of the content around it, it doesn't focus on buy Red Bull message. There's no buy Red Bull, there's no slogan of Red Bull in the campaign. You only see some small logos of Red Bull in the campaign. The logo is printed on the helmet of the Felix's helmet, and on the equipment they use for going to the target altitude. And there's no buy Red Bull message. It's only somehow brand image, showing the logo of the brand, image of the brand, and in the background, in your unconscious mind, you see the human story behind it and the scientific challenge behind this campaign. It creates a deep, lasting emotional connection with the audience. It's not only something short-term. And the risk is a narrative component in all of Red Bull efforts, and here in the Felix's jump, it was in the years of planning, they even show their failures, the problems of scientific researches, the problems of testing this free fall, and they were not afraid of showing that. They became the integral part of the campaign. It somehow created a heroic narrative. So the final triumph was more profound, showing that it's not something easy, it's not something that you can do, but you can overcome it. Red Bull wanted to show this. And the scientific credibility. They worked with the NASA organization, and it was, one of the few examples that you see a company, a brand, a commercial campaign working with a scientific organization, lots of scientists sharing data with each other, and it somehow shows the contribution of the brand, that is something more than just selling or improving the brand image. And about the planning, it happened about 5 years before the jump. It was a 5-year campaign of teasers, behind the scenes content, scientific explainers. It kind of created a dedicated audience and established legitimacy for Red Bull. Even the story, the rumors that Red Bull and Felix are going to do this jump, this free fall, was creating a narrative between the audience, between the journalists. It kind of created earned media for Red Bull as well. And the live events, it was presented live on YouTube and on 40 TV stations and 130 digital outlets. It created a unifying global experience. You see, I don't know if they paid these TV stations and digital outlets, but I can assume that many of them didn't receive money for showing, because the event itself was big enough that lots of media outlets wanted to show it, wanted to be part of this narration, and they didn't want to miss it. So even maybe without receiving any money, they broadcasted the event. And after that, lots of long-form content, documentaries, clips, and many forms of contents were shared. Even the mission scientific data was shared with aerospace community to solidify legacy of genuine contribution. So after that event, it was continued. It kind of creates a long-form brand image, long-form credible brand image for Red Bull. You see, after about 13 years, we are still studying this campaign. It kind of helps Red Bull as well. And I think it's kind of one of the best evergreens examples, we can say, something that lasts for a long time and helps your brand find more audience and attract more people. So let's recap what we learned from Red Bull Stratos Jump campaign. The first thing is as story first. You have to find a message for your content campaign, for your marketing campaign, anything you name it. You have to have a story. People love stories. And then produce something. So if you don't have stories for your campaigns, even small ones need stories. They need some narrations behind them. The second thing is that authenticity is non-negotiable. The event felt like a natural extension of a brand's identity, not a forced gimmick. You know, it was connected, it was integrated to the brand image of Red Bull. It was connected to the message that the brand is showing over years. And it's not something that you try to connect to your brand. It looked very natural. Go big, but go deep. The problem, it was a spectacle. It was something that people were worried. Is it possible that someone free falls from 1,000 meters above the earth and goes up to the earth where he had no other paths, just he had to jump? And it kind of created some kind of drama for people. They were trying to understand, is it possible, is it not possible? And it was something that gained attraction for Red Bull. Having your own narrative is very important. You have to know what is the narrative of your brand and then implement it in your campaign. Red Bull have known the narrative of its brand for years, and they are somehow controlling the story with precision. They are controlling the story in all of their campaigns. Some of them may not succeed, but most of them, I can say, succeed because they carefully connect their narrative to the campaign's message and outcomes. And creating a cultural event was something that Red Bull did in this campaign. And they somehow transcend marketing to create an experience people actively want to join, discuss, and share. You see, something that you don't need to try that hard to make people talk about your event. This is something you naturally do for the big brands like Red Bull, and people will talk about it, and naturally they distribute your content. They become the voice of your brand. Okay, this is it, a short review of a Red Bull Stratos Jump campaign. I hope you all liked it, and me myself learned a lot from studying this campaign. I hope you did as well. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe to the channel to learn more about everything related to content marketing and communication. Thank you very much, everyone. See you soon.